I'm Lucky Loki, let's get into it. So today I want to talk about the newest blog post, the creation of new points of interest for the adventure mode of Hytale. And this video is going to be fairly closely tied to the blog post itself, seeing as there's not really any other information out there about this subject so far. And I'd like to start off by saying a quote coming directly from the first part of the blog. And I quote, "Building content for Hytale involves a collaborative process that we've developed in the course of more than 3 years of work on the game. In this blog post, we're going to demonstrate this process by showing you how our artists and our world team develop and work together to create new prefabs. As detailed in our first post on world generation, prefabs are essentially blueprints for new environmental structures, which means anything from rocks and trees to entire structures and special encounters. So basically we're saying how the world team and the artists come together to collab on a new point of interest for the world of Hytale. In this first picture, we can see an early concept design built in the actual world of Hytale is just a rough outline of what they actually would like to do. Another thing that I noticed is if you look closely, you can actually see two different types of creatures in the picture itself. One is from the cave image that I'm going to put side by side with it. Not sure what these creatures are called, but they are definitely going to be at certain points of interest if this is any example. I'm not entirely sure what the second creature is. It is much smaller with glowing red eyes, as you can see. It almost looks kind of like a silverfish from Minecraft. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Points of interest like these are an aspect of Hytale's world quest system. They will provide reasons to go exploring, and the idea is that players will come to recognize the type of encounter they're about to face whenever they see one. The exact challenge provided by each of these elemental stone circles may differ, but each acts as an arena for combat encounters that is triggered when the player interacts with the area in a particular way. When this basic outline is established, the next step for the concept artist is to produce more detailed variations that are suitable for each of Hytale's zones. My understanding is that the artist and the world team want each of these stone circles to represent the environment that they're in other words, the zone that they're in. The aim of the concept artist is to provide a more detailed version of the area that they want in the world, and from that point it is the world team's job to recreate the concept art the best that they can in game. Of course, they can't recreate it pixel for pixel, but the idea is to get it as close to the concept art as possible, both in size, shape, and where it is placed in the world. The next image that we see is an early version of the prefab being built in the world. At this stage, the challenge is to adapt the original art into block form. Once the world team has started with a basic concept in the actual Hytale game, a concept artist might take a picture and redraw over it to give a better idea to the world team of what they actually want in-game. In addition to paintovers, artists and world team developers will also take advantage of the dev server to gather feedback and work on improvements to the design, essentially meaning that the artists will go into game to look at it and see it from more of a player standpoint instead of an artist standpoint to see how it feels in the world. In this next image, we can see an example of a finished stone circle as it may appear in-game. The word may being very important, as it might not appear this way in the final version of Hytale. Once they have the stone circle finished, they next need to incorporate it into their world gen system to make sure that the world can properly introduce this new structure or point of interest to the world without any issues, whether it be on mountainous terrain or flat ground. But as the devs have pointed out, you're generally going to be finding these more or less on flat ground, as the world will have an easier time placing them there than it would on the side of a mountain. But the end result that the devs are aiming for is a unique landmark that feels handcrafted to explore. The devs have stated that they have already completed thousands of these that can be explored and found by the players. Stone circles seem like a very unique structure to me personally, and they really don't want to give us any info just yet on what happens when you activate it, so I'm afraid we're just gonna have to wait and see. And to finish off the blog post, they give us a few more images showing different points of interest that we can expect to find in the world of Hytale, especially Zone 1. If you enjoyed this video and want to find out more about Hytale, I'll be leaving links below to their website and the specific blog post for more information. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated.